Hi, how are you guys? So today we're going to be working with our guest artist, Albert Paley, man in the gray shirt at the center. Mr. Paley is primarily a metal sculptor, not a glassmaker, although he's from time to time over the last 20 years, he's made a number of sculptures that combine metal and glass. And we have an exhibition across the hall. We can see quite a few of them. So, because he's not a glassmaker, we have a resident team of glassblowers who's going to make the glass parts for him. So, the things that we're making are his design, but they'll be executed by our resident team. Just to give you a brief introduction of how glass works, wherever you see the square holes in the steel wall and door closed, those are our glass furnaces. There are two of them. If you look up on the big screen, you'll see a diagram. That's what they look like behind that door. So each one of them has a big ceramic tank. In the ceramic tank, there's 1,000 pounds of molten glass. We keep that molten glass at 2,100 degrees, and at that temperature, the glass has the consistency of honey. So if you can imagine a giant crock pot full of honey, that's what our glass furnace is like. When we want to get it out to make stuff, we take one of those steel pipes and we dip it into the molten glass like you dip one of these into a jar of honey. We dip it in, twirl it around, a little bit of the molten glass sticks to the end of the pipe. The pipe is hollow, so when you blow, the ball of glass blows up like a balloon. If you want to make something larger, you dip it in, blow a little bubble, let it harden, and then you dip it in a second time, or a third time, or a fourth time, and you just keep building the glass up layer by layer. All the glass that's in our furnaces is clear. It has no color. We buy colored glass separately in the form of these bars. We buy it like an artist buys paint. We buy red, yellow, blue, pink, whatever. We blow a bubble of clear glass from our furnace. We heat up a chunk of colored glass, and then we melt a layer of colored glass over the clear glass. We'll then dip that in more clear glass. So what you end up with something that looks colored, but if you cut through it, you would see it's just that one skinny layer of color. Now, in a big factory where you're going to make 1,000 things and they're all going to be the same color, then you melt a big tank of colored glass and you just dip into it. But here we're a bunch of artsy-fartsies, and we want to make a red thing, then a purple thing, then a blue thing. So we color each piece individually by melting on a layer of colored glass. If you guys are familiar with the work of Dale Chihuly, you may have seen it on the bridge coming over, you may have seen it on TV. All that colorful stuff is done in this same manner, by melting on a layer of colored glass. So our team today is Sarah Gilbert over on the right. The tall guy in the center is Ben Cobb with the red and white hat, and Gabe Feenan in the black hat. Glass blowing is a team sport. We almost never work alone. So you'll see these guys working as a team. So I'm not exactly sure what we're starting with, so I'm going to stop and ask Mr. Paley.
Simple shaft, and then one of those cast pieces that I did, we're just going to wrap around.
So could we put up some of Mr. Paley's work up on the big screen? So if you look at these things, you can see that there's glass elements and metal elements. So what we're going to be making today is the glass parts, and then Mr.